Hi everyone and welcome to Farming Simulator 25 and my take on the Rags to Riches challenge. We are going to start out with basically nothing. We're going to be completely destitute and homeless with no equipment, and we're going to start out in debt, but with the hopes of building a agricultural empire starting from basically scratch. So let's set up a new game here and go over the rules. For the map, I think I'm going to play Zilanka. I just had a quick look at the maps and I think this is the one that appeals to me most right now. So we're going to start with that. For this preset, we're going to go with start from scratch, but we're going to bring our start money down to 100 grand and our starting loan at 100 grand. So we will start with $100,000 in the bank, but that will be a loan. So we will be in debt. So we will be having to make interest payments on that. So we're kind of starting behind the 8 ball, but we do need a little bit of money just because we're not starting with any land or any equipment. So we'll need a little bit of seed money to actually get ourselves going here. Economic difficulty I'm going to leave on normal for now, I think, just because this game can be a little tough, I think. It could be pretty grindy on hard. I might even end up bumping it back to easy if normal seems like it's a bit too much of a grind, because I do want to keep this series entertaining at the end of the day. So we're going to leave start farm to no, because again, we're starting with no land. We're not going to do the intro tour, not that we can do it on this map anyway, but yeah, so we're going to go over the rules here. As I said, no starting land, no starting equipment. We're starting $100,000 in debt with our loan. As part of the rules, we're not allowed to take out any more additional loans. We're not allowed to lease any equipment. So everything we have to buy outright if we want to use it. And we can use the contract system, but that's going to be limited to the no leasing rule as well. So the only contracts we can do are the ones that we can do with our own equipment. So we do need to be able to do some contracts, I think, just to get started. We need some way to make money and get our farm going here. So let's continue on with that. We'll get into the game here. And hopefully we can make something of our farm here. It's going to be a little bit tough. Not starting with a lot of money. That doesn't give us a lot of leeway to buy equipment to get started. So we're going to have to be very smart with our money, very frugal. We're not going to be able to afford to waste any money here because the contracts usually don't pay a whole lot. So it could be pretty grindy if we have to do a lot of contracts. So we're going to be trying to get our own farm and our own productions going here as soon as possible, but we will have to do a few contracts to start off. So I think this was my guy that I made in my test game before I started this, just to kind of get a feel for the recording here. So I'm going to stick with this guy. Doesn't really look like much of a farmer now, but he's coming from his previous life. He's decided to start fresh and become a farmer. So I think we're going to upgrade our look as we progress. But right now, this is what our guy is going to look like. So this is how we're going to start out. Let's get into the game. How do I actually start here? Oh, it's B to confirm? That's weird. Okay, so we are in our map here. It's 8 a.m. It is August. So it's going to be harvest time. I believe this is the starter farm that you get if you do select that, but yeah, as you can see, we don't own any of the land here. So I think our equipment shop is just across the road here. So we are going to run over there. And I think the first thing we're going to need to get is a tractor. This is a farming game. There's not a whole lot you can do without at least a tractor to move things around and run some equipment. So let's go into our store here. We're going to be keeping a close eye on this sale tab as well. This is the used vehicle sales. You can get some pretty good deals in here. From my brief time playing this, I think it's usually between 40 and 60% off. So you can definitely get some pretty good deals looking at these sales tabs. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on that to utilize some deals, because we are going to have to be pretty frugal, as I mentioned. Before we get into anything else, I want to just check my settings, because there's a couple other things I'm going to change. So yeah, economic difficulty we'll leave as normal. Traffic we'll leave on for now. Seasonal growth we're going to leave on. Days per month we can leave at 1 for now. We'll leave the visual month off so that their seasons can actually change. So we'll get snow in the winter and whatnot. Crop destruction we'll leave on. We're going to turn plowing off just because it's kind of a pain. So for fieldstone, I'm going to turn that off. And I think I'm going to turn lime off as well. I mean, the fieldstone is just kind of annoying. There's only one piece of equipment that can actually deal with it. It just kind of gets repetitive pretty quick, I found. And then kind of same with lime. There's only one spreader that can actually spread lime, and it just kind of gets repetitive. So I'm going to leave the lime off just because these two really get annoying and repetitive pretty quickly in my experience. Weeds we are going to leave on. They are kind of annoying and repetitive as well, but they'll at least give us a little bit extra to do. Disaster destruction we're going to leave on. Dirt can be normal. Engine start. These ones we're all going to leave on, I think. This one I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to leave this off for now. This would just make it so that the trailer limit is based on weight rather than volume. If you leave it off, it just goes by volume because different crops will have different weights. So I'm going to leave that off for now. I'm going to turn fuel usage up to high, though, because in my experience, the normal is way too slow. You end up only having to like fill up once a year, which is not very realistic. So yeah, we'll leave that on high. We're going to turn off all of these automatic buy features as well, so that we have to supply all of our own seeds and fertilizers, even if we are using AI workers. But I think that's basically it for the settings for now. So I'm just going to do a quick save here. And then we will get into the shop. And actually, one other thing I want to check quick is I just want to kind of look at what contracts we have. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot going on right now. But we do have a couple of fertilizing contracts on some fairly small fields. I mean, that's barely any money, but man, this is... Maybe we'll get a couple more as the time goes on, but there's this wood transport one. That one is a pretty good payout, but dealing with those can be kind of tedious as well. I don't know if I want to do that right away. But we can do these, I think. We can set this up fairly cheaply. So we definitely need a tractor. Most of these are going to be out of reach. We want to be as cheap as possible on our first tractor here, I think. So I don't know how useful this one is. I definitely want one with a 3-point attacher on the front as well, just for more versatility. So, I mean, we could get this one, but that's pretty low horsepower. Same with this one without getting the engine upgrades, which would take us, like an extra 20 grand for that engine upgrade to get to 117 horsepower. That brings us to 80 grand, which doesn't leave us a whole lot more room to play with. So I had a quick look at these before, and I think basically this John Deere, this is the one you get in the starting farm pack, or that if you do the starting farm on your game options, this is one of the ones they start you with. And looking around, I think this is really the best deal anyway. There is this one that's pretty cheap too, but it's only 70 horsepower base. We can upgrade it to 112 horsepower, but that adds an additional 21 grand. Whereas this one is 45 and it comes with 116 horsepower. And it's heavier than that other one too, so it's going to be more stable, especially if we have 3-point attachments on the back. So we're going to try to keep it as cheap as possible. At some point, I would like to add... Oh, wow, those wheels add a ton of weight. That's interesting. So that's something we can do to make our tractor a little bit more stable as well. Medium tires, wide tires. That wide tires add a little bit of weight, but that's also an extra 3 grand. So we're probably going to upgrade to wide tires at some point, but I think I'm just going to leave it standard for now to try and save money. We are definitely going to need a front loader attacher though. Yeah, so we'll throw that one on there. And then I think we got to buy this guy. So 46.5 is going to be our price. So we have a tractor, and that's almost half of our money gone already. So the other thing we can get really cheap is a fertilizer spreader to do those contracts. This thing's only 2 grand. Doesn't have a super wide working width, but I mean 14 meters isn't too bad. So we're going to grab this guy as well, just because there's a big price difference to that next one. This one is a lot better, but for our purposes, this cheap one is going to have to do for now. And then, of course, we're also going to need some fertilizer. So we'll buy a pallet of solid fertilizer for that guy. And then so we can actually move it around, we're also going to need a front loader for our tractor. What's the cheapest one here? Basically this one. That one only says 80 horsepower though. We have 116 horsepower. So it's actually kind of closer to this one. So these two are kind of the two that we're choosing from. This one's a little bit heavier, which might be nice. It'll save us from buying a front weight. This will give us a little bit of counterbalance on its own. So yeah, I guess we'll buy that for now. This will be our loader, and then we need one more thing, which is the pallet forks, so that we can actually move our, right there. So we gotta buy these. So then we can actually move our pallet of fertilizer around. So let's get everything set up here. We'll jump in our tractor, the classic old John Deere. We'll get our front loader set up. Get our pallets attached, or our forks attached, I mean. And then we'll attach our fertilizer spreader. We'll refill it from our pallet right here. We just have to get close to it. And then, yeah, refill. I am going to leave the keyboard or the control window up in the top left there for now, just because I'm a little bit rusty. I can't quite remember all the controls here. Hopefully once I get more into it, we can take that off the screen. Yeah, I should probably try to line up a little bit straighter on this thing. All right. So we should be set up to do these. Okay, we're getting more contracts populating in now. That's good. Harvesting. I mean, most of these we can't do because we don't have the equipment for them yet. But that's good to know we're getting some more. So yeah, basically the only ones we can do right now are these fertilizing contracts. So I'm basically just going to accept all of these, I think. Accept all the fertilizer ones. Those. So there's two small ones up in the top left corner of the map. So I think we'll head up here first, get these ones done, and then we'll head over and do number 7 here. So what's the easiest way to get there? All right, I'm just going to time-lapse this drive over, so it might take a little while, and I will see you once we get to our destination. Okay, this is our first job. Field 69. Good place to start. So we're just going to drop off our pallet right here, so we don't need to be carrying that around with us the whole time. Come on, get off of there. Oh, come on. And we're going to use the AI assist. I love this feature, NFS 25. The AI workers are not perfect, but they are so much better than they have been in previous versions of the game. I'm pretty happy with them. And this steering assist thing is pretty handy too. So what is that? Sometimes with these wide headers you get some weird patterns. We're just going to have that tiny little strip right down here. We're basically going to have to go over twice, unfortunately, but that's all right. We will do that. So we will get lined up on this outside one if it'll let me. I think the yellow one is the one it wants me to go to. But I want to do the outside one first. Just doesn't really matter. So we can activate it. So that's going to follow that line. And we will make sure our forks aren't going to get in the way. Activate our fertilizer spreader. And hit the gas. Oh, I accidentally deactivated that line somehow. We're 50% done. Turn this fertilizer spreader off so we're not wasting anything. We're at 82%. Oops, god damn it. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, still definitely a little bit rusty. Gonna have to get used to these controls here, but okay. Contract completed. So I didn't have to do that extra stupid line anyway. So, oh, that thing's still on? Was that thing using fertilizer? Okay, no. It stops using it as soon as I finish the contract. But I did forget to turn it off. So we're going to stop here and refill this guy. And then we can head down to field 71, which is just over here, and complete that one too. I think this might be the first field we end up buying. I was looking at the map before, and I think this is the cheapest field on this map. It's like 26 grand or something like that. So this is probably going to be the one that we buy first, just because it's the absolute cheapest, and we can start generating our own revenue. Even though we're not going to get a ton from this one, but we do have these other little fields on either side. So once we get a little bit more money, we can start buying the ones to the side and then plow the fields together and combine them into one bigger field. So I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty good place to start our farm. But I haven't made any final decisions yet. We're going to have to gain a little bit more money. I mean, we could buy it right now, but we wouldn't be able to do anything with it anyway because we don't really have any equipment to plant or harvest it. So I think we need to... Okay, another contract done. Yeah, I think we need to build up a little bit more money so that we can actually get something. I think the next purchase I might make is a baler. It's like the cheapest baler is about 60 grand. But that'll open up some more lucrative contracts for us. And then once we do buy our own land, we're probably going to start off just making silage, because that's a pretty low barrier to entry in terms of equipment cost, with a pretty good payout. And if we plant it once, we can just harvest it over and over again. So now we'll head back over to that other field. Let's double check where that was. So we just got to go east, north, and east. Over to field number 7. But the other thing to consider, I guess, is that we're not going to have a planter. So we got to decide if we want to save up to be able to buy a planter, or we could try to save up for a more expensive piece of land that already has grass planted on it. That's another option we could do. But yeah, I think first thing we're going to do is do a bunch of these contracts and try to save up enough for a baler. And then do some more contracts to try to save up enough for our own land. So I'm just going to time lapse over to that other field. Oh, I went way past my turn, apparently. Let's see if we can find a shortcut over here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with our little setup. We got ourselves a little tractor. Can actually get to work here, start earning some money. It's going to be a bit of a grind getting started here. But that's all right. Probably pretty realistic if you were going to try to start a new farm from absolute scratch with nothing but a small loan. We're a little bit front heavy here. All right, this is our next contract field. So drop off our pallet fertilizer again. And I guess this way is more efficient. So we will get lined up on our GPS line here. And I'm just going to time lapse through this field as well, because this one's going to take a little while. There's probably going to be quite a few time lapses of field work as we get started here and grind up to our ability to purchase our own land. We ran out of fertilizer with 97% left. I really should have topped that up before I started that field. But that's all right. We'll just give it a quick refill here. And then we were just on that last lane there. So if we get back to there, these GPS lines are really nice for this because it's pretty tough to see where you fertilize sometimes. All right. Another contract finished. So we're going to look at our contracts here. And we can now claim all our rewards, collect our money. 500 bucks from that guy, 1,500 from this guy, and 400 from that guy. So, yeah, a little over 2 grand. Well, almost 2,500, I guess. So what else do we got here? We got any more fertilizing? Oh, one more fertilizing came up. 2,600. That's not bad. A decent sized field. Man, these wood transport ones are kind of tempting, but I think they would be a little bit tedious because I just have to get the little grapple for my tractor. We could probably get a trailer and a grapple and almost break even on this contract and then have to do a bunch more. But for now, I think we're going to get this other fertilizer one out of the way. That's for field 7. Or wait. Oh, is that a new one that just came up? Oh, that's for 51. And this guy wants his... Didn't I just do that one? He wants it fertilized again. That makes no sense. But I will do it. Since I'm already here, why not? Yeah, that makes that easy. It'll be another 1,500 bucks. So let's get this one done. Jump into another time lapse. Okay, knock that one out again in a hurry. Don't mind that little crash into the tree there. Nothing to worry about there. Tractor's just fine. We kind of did that one in a hurry just because, I mean, this guy's already had his field fertilized. I don't know why he needs it twice again. Okay, where's that other one? That one's done. I guess we could collect our money from that one. Do any more come up? Oh, another cheap one. Is this the same one? No, we didn't do 70 before, did we? We did 69 and 71. So that is a different one, but let's go do this other one that we've got going on here because it's a much bigger contract. Field 51. Where is that? 51. Oh, that's way down south here. Okay, that's not too hard to get to. And I guess we'll just do another quick time lapse on the trip down there. Hope you guys are enjoying the time lapses. Tractor didn't like that curb. This guy's road is a little bit flooded here. Okay, we're going to drop off. Actually, we don't need to be this far in. Let's drop this pallet off here. Then we need to fill up our spreader again because we use most of it on that field. We're probably going to have to fill up partway through on this field. This one's quite a bit bigger. Whoops. Watch out, cars. I'm backing up here. Alrighty. I guess I'll time-lapse this one again. I guess you guys can let me know if you're watching this. Like, do you want to see everything where I just time-lapse through all of these parts? Or is it alright if I just kind of cut some of these? Like if I start this first line and then kind of cut away and come back when it's just about done. if that would be all right, or if you guys actually want to see everything and I just kind of time lapse every job we do. Because I'm kind of good with either. I mean, I have to sit here and watch all of them in real time, so yeah, just let me know what you guys want. Maybe the next one I will try just like cutting through and see how that goes. We'll try a we'll just try it both ways, and I guess we'll see how it turns out. You guys can let me know which way you prefer, or if you're okay with a mix of both. All right, so I ran out of fertilizer, emptied out the last of that pallet, and I don't think this 3 liters is enough to finish off this last 11%. So I'm going to have to run back over to the store. Luckily, we're close to the store here at this field, so I guess we'll go grab another pallet and keep on going. There's a new item in here, this manure spreader, but I don't think we need one of those right now. All we really need is some more fertilizer. So these things are like $2,000 a pallet. So it is kind of tough to make money on this stuff. All right, we'll just head back over and finish this field, and then I'll check back in again and we'll figure out what we want to do next. All right, finish that contract as well. So let's collect that one. And see if we got anything else. Okay, we got 2 more. 20's not bad. Anything else we can do? Not really. There's lots of baling contracts that come up. These ones are decent money. Bale wrapping. That one might be an interesting one. That's not very much money for that. That bale wrapper attachment is like 16 grand, I think. Which we could afford, but it would take quite a while to pay off unless we're getting some more bigger bale contracts than that. None of these other ones we can really do, and they're not much payout. Just out of curiosity, how much does a weeder cost? Oh, this cheap one is pretty cheap. 6 meters working width isn't that bad. That could be an option too. If we get a few weeding contracts, we could make money off of that. Man, this is going to be a bit of a grind. How much money do we have? 44. So we haven't made a whole lot. Whoops. our finances here. Spent $58,000 on new vehicles so far. $38.40 on fertilizer. And 66. So I mean, I guess most of that was done with that one bag. Just had a little bit left out of the new one. So it's basically $2,000, $1,900 for a $6,600 profit, or 6,600 revenue. So yeah, we made like $4,500 or something off of those contracts if you subtract the fertilizer cost. So I mean, they didn't take that long, but I would like to get something better than that. I'm trying to decide if I should buy one of these weeders or not. Because how big is that field? I want to see what's, that's 1.65. So I don't know if these field sizes are the official sizes. Where is field 10? Where is field 10? It must be up here. Oh yeah, field 10's there. That one says 5.93 acres. And that one says 1.65. That's it? So I guess this one does go up quite a bit. This little screen needs to be like transparent or something. Like when I click on this, I can't see actually where that goes. Maybe there might be a filter thing for it. Oh, that goes all the way up there. That's why that's so big. So this contract does give you the actual acreage that you're going to be doing, which is nice. So it's a pretty small field for how big that lot is, but 1.65 acres for 1,400 if we do weeding. And then fertilizing is, oh, we got another one already. What's this? 2.5. That one's 2. So that weeding does pay more than fertilizing per acre, like nearly 1,500, and that's only 1.65 acres, and there's no input costs because that, like the weeder doesn't require anything, it doesn't consume anything. Oh, and there's another weeding contract that came up. That's another tiny one for 624. So yeah, the weeding does pay more. So we might just do that. It's going to set us back a bit from buying our baler, but it might help us get there faster in the end. So there's no customization, 12 kilometers an hour, only 60 horsepower, so we can pull it no problem. I think we got to get it. Let's grab that weeder. Actually, let's accept both of these. They're not too far apart either. $10 and $5, so those are way up there, way up north, but that's fine. Okay, what am I going to do with this stuff? I might leave this stuff at the store. Oh, actually, you know what I can do? Okay, I have a plan. I think we can bring everything with us. Not really sure we need to, but we don't have a home or any land to store anything, so I guess everything is coming with us for now. Probably should have put that on there a little bit better. Or if we can use a tree to help us out a bit. Well, that's a little bit better. Shouldn't go anywhere. So we'll head over to the store here and pick up our new piece of equipment. Okay, so first I'm going to detach this fertilizer spreader. And then I think what I can do, it's a little bit cheesy, but I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work in real life technically if you really wanted it to. But I'm pretty sure I can hook this thing up to the front on that 3-point attacher. Yeah. And then we can just... We're a little bit front heavy at the moment. Gonna have to be careful. But once we get this thing on, that should balance us out nicely. Hook up our... Whoa. Yeah. Back wheels are lifting up. Pretty hard to control. But there. That should help out. Get some weight on the back. So now we'll head up north. I'm not quite sure the best route to get there. We are still pretty unstable with this setup, so we're going to have to be careful. Those farms are up here. Let's see if we can just cut through this guy's farm. Yeah, this would be a pretty good starting farmyard to buy. This piece of land and that yard over there. Oh, I want to drive over this guy's crop. So, well, too late now. Crop destruction is on, but you can't destroy other people's crops. This thing is very tippy. I think we're just going up here, right? Where's our map? Yeah. So yeah, let's cut up this pathway. Looking a little bit ridiculous with our current setup, but you know, when you're homeless, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so we'll do this field first. I'm going to drop off our fertilizer spreader right here. Oh, did you see that? Is this thing losing? Did that thing just lose fertilizer? It looked like there was fertilizer pouring out. I don't know if that thing went down. I'm gonna have to be careful. I have to keep an eye on that. I thought I was dumping that fertilizer out or something. Oh, maybe. Wonder if you can dump it directly into that spreader. Maybe that's what it was trying to do. That would make sense. Okay, let's unfold our weeder here. We'll leave our forks on. We're going to need a little bit of front weight now to balance out our back. It looks like our AI worker has been turned on. So back to steering assist. 2 headlands and then these lines, that should work just fine. This one's going to take a little bit longer than the fertilizer since it's not nearly as much working width, so we'll just time-lapse quickly through these next 2 fields, I think, and we'll see you on the other side. So we'll get the... What's going on here? Why won't my... Oh, it's got the wrong thing selected. I always forget about that. Okay, let's lower our weeder. And we'll get going here. right, guys, we're done those 2 contracts. Let's collect that money. See how we did and see if we got anything else that we can do here. So collect. So we made about another $2,000 in contract income. So what else do we got now? We got some more fertilizing contracts. Harvesting. There's a bunch of harvesting contracts, but we can't do any of them. Do we have any more weeding? Oh, we got no more weeding right now. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot we can do at the moment. We're pretty much going to have to do the fertilizing. I don't know if I'm going to bother with this tiny one because it's kind of way off in the corner here and it's not very much money. But these ones will be decent, I think. So yeah, I guess we will do both of those. So let's hop back in here. Where did we leave our stuff? I think it was just over here, right? So I guess we can fold up our weeder. And I think I'm just going to leave that weeder here for now. Yeah, just because I don't really know. I don't feel like carrying it around with me. I'll have to see if I get another weeding contract. We will come and get it again. Shouldn't be too hard. Come on. Okay, get that fertilizer. So yeah, I want to try that actually while we're here. If I just go like that. Oh, that does work. So that is what it was doing. Okay, at least you can't just like pour it out on the ground, which is what I thought I was doing accidentally. Hopefully we can do these 2 more fields with the fertilizer we have. I wonder if there's like snow plowing jobs that come up in the winter once there's snow on the ground. That'd be interesting because we could potentially do those. We can get a bucket for fairly cheap and go plow some snow around. So we're on 20 and 36. Oh, 36 is back that way. Okay. Take a shortcut through this field. Yeah. All right. Hope you guys are ready for another time lapse. Okay, that's another 2 contracts completed. Let's collect our money and see if we got anything else new that we can do. So we still have this crappy fertilizing job that I'm not really even sure is worth my effort to go over there. Hoeing, spraying. Oh, we got a decent weeding contract that came up. Okay, we better grab that one. What field is that? 23. That's like all the way over on the right side. Oh, it's like right there, but my weeder is way over there. All right, well, I guess I can leave my fertilizer thing there. And I guess I'll just leave this fertilizer spreader here too, since we're going to be coming back here. Hopefully that guy doesn't mind me leaving my equipment on his land. And I guess we'll make the drive back over. Go grab that weeder and bring it all the way back over. That'll be a decent little contract though. I'm thinking that weeder was definitely a good purchase. Because we're not making a ton of profit off the fertilizer just because we have to buy fertilizer every time as well. So yeah, it doesn't really make any sense to me why the weeding contracts are worth more when there's no input costs other than your initial equipment purchase, but I'm not complaining too much. And I guess the only thing I complain about is that the fertilizing should be worth more, but what are you going to do? Got ourselves a weeder, a few of those weeding contracts, and we should hopefully be able to buy ourselves a baler. But yeah, there's going to be a bit of grindiness for this first bit. But I think that is still going to be our goal right now, unless something else comes up on sale maybe before we can get to the baler that I think would also benefit us. Then we might grab that. Yeah, we can do baling contracts, and there's not much point in buying any other equipment until we actually have land. Like, we can't really do harvesting contracts because we need a harvester and a header and a trailer and a whole bunch of stuff, so that's a big investment to be able to do those contracts. So I think we'll wait till we have our own land to be able to do those. But we can get into silage production relatively cheaply, I think, compared to harvesting. So we can buy a baler, then we can do baling contracts, and then we can buy a silage wrapper and do silage wrapping contracts. And then the only other thing we really need is a seeder to be able to seed the grass. So we'll have to figure out a way to do that, whatever the cheapest seeding option is. I guess I can go up here to do this field. We'll figure out our cheapest seeder, or we'll have to do the math. We'll look around and find any fields that are potentially already seeded to grass, so we don't have to seed. We can just buy them and then start harvesting the grass, which would be nice. So we'll unfold our weeder here. And let's set up our steering assist. I don't know why it keeps defaulting back to AI worker. I wish it would just leave it on whatever setting I left it on. But yeah, let's just quickly do a time lapse through this contract right here. I did just want to interrupt for a second to say that is a very nice view out over these fields. I like this spot. Okay, done another contract. Let's collect our money. All right. So what else do we have available now? We got some crappy fertilizer contracts. Hardly worth my time. Come on, give me another weeding. Any more weeding? Okay, we got one more weeding. That 85. So that's way back down the other side of the map. Where the hell is 85? Oh, that's like about as far away as you can get. So that's way down there. So do we do those 3 fertilizer contracts? Yeah, that hardly seems worth it. 3 different ones. That's going to be 1,500 minus the cost of the fertilizer. So we're not barely making any on those. I think we'll do this other weeding one. And I guess we're making a trip down. So I guess we'll fold up our seeder here, or weeder, I mean. All right. I'll probably just cut this one out and jump back in once we get to the field. I don't know if you guys want to see this long ass drive all the way down there. It's probably going to be pretty uneventful. So I will see you once we get to the field. All right, we're at our next field. Field 85. Let's unfold our weeder and bang this one out quick. All right, done another contract. Let's cash out that one, see what else we got. This is definitely a bit of a grind. Okay, we got another weeding contract over here. I guess we'll accept that one. Just need to keep making that money. So we can cash this one out, right? 1,600. Okay, where is that field? Wait, which one was it? 44. Field 44 is right up there. So I guess we just basically head north down this road. I am liking this weeder though. Pretty good purchase. I think we've made our money back and then some at this point, even though it's slow going. Definitely slow going, trying to get built up here. But we're slowly making money. Yeah, we're getting there slowly, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make our baler purchase in this episode or not. I'm hoping we get a nice big field come up that would actually be a decent contract, because they're all kind of small at the moment. It's going to be tough to get there doing these like $2,000 jobs. But, you know, We're starting from nothing, so can't expect to have it too easy here. All right. It's our next field. So I think I'm just going to get this one going and then cut away and come back when we're just about done here, because I'm sure you guys have sat through enough time lapses already in this episode. There's going to be more, so we might have to start speeding things up a little bit and just cutting through some of these contract jobs. But let's get this field done. Okay guys, we're pretty much done this field as well. Should finish off right. Okay, perfect. So lift that up. It's 7 p.m. now, so it's getting a little dark, so we're going to turn our lights on. While I was doing that contract, I did check, and another one came up just over here, another weeding contract. So I accepted that one, so we're just going to rip over here and knock that one out really quick as well. Yeah, this first little bit is turning out to be slightly more grindy than I had hoped. But maybe we'll do a quick time lapse on this one. Okay, looks like we're almost done this field here. And that's it. Okay. We'll fold her up. It's now 8 p.m. So let's collect our money from these guys. And then let's double check. So we still have these cheap fertilizing contracts. I might have to do those and able to clear them out to get more fertilizer contracts to come up. Maybe 3 is the max. So we have no more weeding contracts at the moment. Once we get some more equipment, we can at least get some variety going in. I feel bad right now because it's just all weeding. We could do some fertilizing, but honestly, I think that's a pretty good first day for our guy here. Let's check our finances at the end of the first day here. We got 65,000 spent on new vehicles out of our $100,000 loan. We spent nearly $4,000 on fertilizer, although we still have some. I think we're getting low though. And we've made over 20 grand in contract income, so that's not bad for one day, I guess. It's a little bit tedious, but 20 grand is nothing to sneeze at, so we're definitely making some money. So I think I'm going to end this episode here. This was our first day in our Rags to Riches challenge. We haven't made a ton of progress, but we are getting there. I knew it was going to be slow. I was hoping it wouldn't be quite this slow, but it should kind of build on itself once things get going. The start is always a little bit slow. But we're going to jump out since we are homeless here. I guess we're going to just basically sleep under the stars, under our tractor for the night. Hopefully this guy, whoever owns this land, doesn't mind us camping out for the night. But yeah, we're probably going to be camping for a few days here. Hopefully we can get ourselves a house at some point because it's going to be getting close to winter. So we're going to be freezing, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, if you made it to the end, let me know what you think about time lapses versus cutting, just doing jump cuts as I complete these field contracts, and also what you think about like third-person view versus first-person view, or any other suggestions or comments you guys have. Drop them down below there. This is my first YouTube video, or at least my first gaming YouTube video, so if you guys did happen to find it and you managed to watch all the way to the end somehow, please hit that like and maybe subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. So yeah, we're going to leave it there and we'll pick it up again bright and early in the morning of the next day, which I guess is also the next month. And we'll hopefully have some new contracts we can do. And in the next episode, we will definitely be buying a baler. Hopefully, once we get to the next day, we'll get some new used vehicles available as well. And maybe we'll get lucky and get a baler in there or something else we can use to make some more money and get some variety into these contracts here. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.